So
exactly. I understand how if you learned about the signs, you can try to apply it to your situation. Because, like, yeah, people would have problems and they're like, oh, it's definitely a push-pull and this and that. Or the other thing, too, is, there's people and they thought someone was their twin and then they're just over it and they move on with life. And I'm like, well, I don't really feel that was your twin. And I shouldn't say it like you can't move on with your life, but I just mean if you're like, oh yeah, whatever, it's just like someone you dated before. Like,
yeah, but see,
it's very
twins
different.
can. Some people don't deal with that emotional struggle. They don't want to.
Yeah.
So they'll just turn it off. So I think it's possible for them to just go,
Yeah.
oh, like it's nothing. But I will tell you this, it's not just nothing, and they're not just turning it off because
That's
they
what I
can't.
wonder.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not possible. So under any reflection, at any point in time, they're you. So
Mhm.
if you think of them at an instant, I guarantee you they are of you.
Yeah.
So that to me is, again, what are you not dealing with?
See, that's what I've had a question with some people. So, for example, I have some older videos, and there was an interview with a guy named Will. And
Yes.
Will was married in an open relationship. He met this girl, younger, much younger. Again, sometimes a big age gap is a sign. And, what he described to me sounded like a true twin flame connection. And he was really going through it. And we would talk a lot as well. We became friends through him doing some sessions with me. But the thing was he got to this point, and I do wonder, like, it's like I should talk to him at some point, because I wonder, he even put out some videos like of his own channel, and it's like he was saying that, you just have to get over it and you're just obsessing. And I get what he was saying, but he was trying to make it like, yeah, I was able to, almost like saying from this point of view, like, I conquered the the twin flame connection and you can too. And people were replying to the comments like, what are you talking about? Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't really work that way. So with him, I wonder, either A, it wasn't a true twin flame connection, if that's how he could handle it, or was it a true twin flame connection and it's like still haunting him to this day and he thought he got over it?
I think the latter. Because
Right?
and it's not the haunting, it's just like I said. I mean, there's a switch, you know what I mean? And I had the switch,
Yeah.
but mine was literally a switch. So when you know what I mean, I guess gave
But it
into it
doesn't
all.
go away. Like, you're not
Well,
just like,
no,
okay, I
but
never talk about it again. I'm over it. And
no,
it's almost
but it did switch me
egotistical.
off though. Like from that wanting to chase and wanting to run in the chaoticness of everything.
Now that
With
is okay. That is good. That's like surrendering. You're just like, okay, I let go. It's,
correct.
and yours like got married. What are you supposed to do? So that is healthy. But
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
denial of
saying.
it, you're not denying the connection. Like, no, I'm over it. Da da da. That's different. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's again that goes back to that's what I'm saying. I think that some people are capable of that surrender stage where you have to surrender or it will
Oh
take you
God.
out.
I had to as well. I was very resistant of surrendering. I feel like it took me a long time, like, say, compared to you, for sure. But that surrender, it was very, very hard for me, because you don't think you're ever going to love again. You don't think you're ever going to have that sexual connection with someone again. Like, it feels very doom and gloom for a good while there.
Yeah, but you weren't. It wasn't about surrender for you. It's a little more about you fighting something else.
Probably.
Yeah. So it's not the point that you didn't want to surrender. Sometimes I think that we're not ready to give up on what we understand, and we know that that's what we've always truly wanted, and that's what's capable.
That's just it,
And
exactly.
you don't
With
want to.
me, I think that's it. Like, say my current partner, the elements are there that I'm like, phew, it feels like a huge sigh of relief. Like, okay, whew, like I can have a spiritual connection and a physical connection that's very reminiscent of the twin flame connection. And I feel like part of my not surrendering was a feeling of hopelessness that was sort of like I'm never going to find anything close to that, because at the time when it ended with my husband, meet my twin flame, that happens. But then I was trying to date and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh my goodness." It made me want to cling to it even more, because I'm like, "Oh, this feels so empty." And I've been open about this, that, say after my twin flame left, I was on my own for a while. I had a couple of times where, I would be dating a guy and not really like committed in a like loving relationship yet, and become intimate with them, and it was like a big huge no feeling for me, and I would just feel this hopelessness. So you are right that meeting my current partner and being like, oh, thank God, someone, he's spiritual, he's awakening, we can talk about this stuff and he doesn't think I'm a weirdo. I can have sex with him and he is in tune with the energetics. He's not just like banging, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's not pornographic, or I don't know, like I need that depth, or I crave that depth in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, universe, for providing to it. You know what I
See,
mean?
it's showing me glimpse of that. Like for me,
Exactly.
like, and I've told you this like for the last few months. It's been showing me that it's coming, and I keep telling you it's coming. You know what I mean? As
Mm-hmm.
in, I know it's weird. I like have that like evil look around, like I'm paranoid, like I know she's coming. You know what I mean?
Well, see, you're in tune where I was more, again, the reason I say surrendered is because I literally did. I came out of a bad relationship that we weren't a fit, but I think I was just in it to have a relationship more, and in a way to try to get over the whole twin flame thing. It's like, okay, yeah, just fine. At that time, I had found
Oh
out
yeah,
my
I tried that too. That's a no.
yeah, my twin flame, he moved on. He had his partner. He might still be with her to this day. And I'm
Oh no,
like, that's it. I need to meet someone. And I literally met someone very soon after that, because I wasn't willing to sort of be the first one to move on truly
yeah.
and like have a relationship. So I feel like that
I
was
mean,
a
I
bit
went out just for the
forced.
purpose of I'm gonna sleep with somebody just to see what happens, knowing damn well what was gonna happen.
Oh,
And I was right,
it
and I
was
was like,
so
this is
bad.
this is crap.
It backfires. Yeah, it
So,
really backfires. So when I
yeah.
ended that relationship, when I say I surrendered, I was like, whatever. I'll be alone the rest of my life. Like, I finally sort of accepted myself, accepted the love within myself to carry me through, my own abundance could carry me through. I truly surrendered in that way, and I gave up on like I need to find this in another, and I let
Right.
go, and I'm like, I'll be single the rest of my life. I don't even care anymore. I'm not searching, I'm not dating. Like that time when I
That is the surrender stage.
that
And
is
I don't
it.
think I don't think that when it first happens, you don't understand the depth of it. And then when it gets to be my point, which is 3 years later, you know what I mean? Then I go, damn, I need to surrender even more to
Yeah.
things that, like, very much like you said, like, I want this, I want that, I want this, but not surrendering to what I want, like surrendering within myself as far as acknowledging the fact that these are the things that I want and I will not settle.
That was it. That was it. It was like, no, I'm not forcing something. I'm not hiding who I am anymore. I'm I love myself, and that's okay. Like, I love myself for who I am. I don't need to change for anybody. And sometimes when relationships don't work out or you're not finding someone, you might, for me anyways, and I think a lot of females especially, we pick ourselves apart. I shouldn't say
Well, yeah,
females,
I've
males too.
said this so many times.
Yeah, like,
It is, it
oh,
is, it
I
is
need to
through,
change.
yeah, it is through twins also that you will find what it is you're looking for. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's a very broad statement, but every twin I start to talk to, or I help, or I engage with, I start to understand what it is that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So I have a conversation with the twin or a young lady the other day, and I know she was a twin, and we're having this conversation and this realization of holy crap, and like, this means that, and this is how I feel. And in that conversation with that twin, I realized you can have this conversation and these energetics with any person you choose.
Mm.
It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to allow it.
See, I don't know if I'd say any person, because their energetics have to
Well, yes,
match,
I
right?
know
Like,
that.
but I
But
get
I'm
what you're
saying,
saying. Like,
if
it
you were,
could happen.
right, if you were, what I mean by that is, look, hey, people dating and everything else. Everybody's so uptight and up each other's asses about shit, whether you
Mm-hmm.
got a damn shot or not, whether you believe in the right or left, or just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to, how do you feel right now?
Yes.
As in, are you having little flutters? You know what I mean? In your stomach? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're bypassing those emotional cues with things to where, to me, if I sat down and talked to a woman and had a conversation with her, I would already know if I'm compatible with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just common sense to me.
See, that was the thing for me is, okay, so I was in, here's like the thing is, it's almost been 10 years since I had met my twin flame. Like 2023 will be 10-year mark. And, I've been in my current strong relationship like 2 years now. So you got to understand there was a many years of time between there that I was like on my own,
Mm-hmm.
or for 2 years of that in a very unsatisfactory relationship. That was helping to teach me things, mind you.
Oh yeah.
But you meet all these different people and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't date this person. I couldn't date that person. Like I can't date someone that's just surface level. There's no depth. I'd go on dates with, highly educated guys who like went to university and now they do this or have this business and it's just such a no. Like they could look so good on paper and check off all these boxes that most females would be looking for.
You
But
mean the 3D
exactly,
box?
that's it. But I was looking
That's
for this depth. And the funny
yeah.
thing is exactly like as soon as I just let go, I'm like, that's it. I give up. I will live on my own. I'm going to get my tiny home in the forest. I was saving up money for it. And I'm like, that's it. Like, it's all good. Whatever. Life is life. I'm happy to be living life. I was clinging to it too much, So I finally let go. All of a sudden, I meet my partner very randomly, was not trying to meet anyone at all. He wasn't trying to meet anyone at all. I wasn't on any dating apps or anything. And the thing with him, I don't know that I would say he's a twin flame, but he is like many others where they're on a definite awakening path. He's also like you, where I feel like he's on an accelerated awakening path. Oh, I don't mind my puppy. She's
It's all
looking a
good.
little, she's crying a bit. But the thing that I first was intrigued about him with, it's not like I met him even and I was like, ooh, I want to date this guy. It was more that we were talking about that he had just come back from doing an ayahuasca retreat in Peru. And I was like, oh, no way. I'm like, I did ayahuasca too. And I'm like, I know if you've done ayahuasca, you've probably been awakened to at least a certain degree from the plant medicine, right? And
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, we start talking. And the cool thing with him is I feel like we're teaching each other stuff, and he really credits me for certain things. And again, just like the channeling and the messages you get, like it's like I'm supposed to be with him. We're giving each other information, and I feel like I've been here to really help catapult his awakening journey, and he will fully admit that, and it's great. It's really good in that sense, and as far as the connection goes and all that. But I don't know that he's a twin flame necessarily, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
But I know
So,
you and I would talk, and we would say, I want to meet a partner in my area that I could just talk to like I talk to you, like just very openly. Everyone thought I was freaking crazy. Like I couldn't
yeah.
talk about things, and people are like, okay. Like even my twin, he wasn't awake at the time, and he'd be like, he made a joke like, Talysia, if you keep talking like this, I'm gonna bring you to the hospital soon. I'm like, oh God. And I know he was
Great.
kidding, but I also know that he was still probably, he was very blocked off to any of the spiritual stuff. He was like, like you believe all that, or he was still in that stage.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of us come to, I mean, I think every one of us, as far as human beings are concerned, the species in itself are capable,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying all of them are twins, because I think that, like I said, to me, it seems like certain warriors are awoken to do certain things in certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people are higher up, certain people are lower. I'm not saying that they can't achieve other things or can't be better or can't better themselves. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to more open to spirituality and open to elements of things that we don't understand. And that in itself is, to me, a higher person in
Yeah.
spirituality, because they're more open to allow things to either download, come to them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And let it happen freely, whereas to where some people are more of the 3D element and keep it closed off because, oh my God, I heard a voice and now I'm crazy. Now I think they're fucking schizophrenic or something. You see what I mean? When in
Yeah.
actuality, they're not actually. There is someone talking to you. You just don't know who that is. I mean, you know what I mean? Or what that is, and it freaks you out. That's all it is. so,
Exactly.
so with meeting partners like that and others, I mean, I've always said that, like, it's through twins that you'll find what you're looking for, because they're the ones that will help you figure that shit out.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Not to saying that you're going
Mm-hmm.
to be with another twin or find another twin to be with. I mean, that could be possible
Yeah,
too.
it
I don't
could.
know. I have certain downloads with that also, but I don't care to share them yet because they're not precise yet.
Got you.
As in, I know what's possible and I know what's feasible, and it told me, and I have that knowledge, but it's not ready yet.
Got you. Well, you
People
tell
aren't
us when
ready.
it's ready.
People aren't ready for that shit. Trust me.
Wow.
And it's not saying that I'm crazy or anything like that. It's just something I've
No,
been
it's
holding
just
for
what's
about a
been
year.
coming.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, and I'm still working it out, but I
That's
know what
cool.
it is. It's because it constantly bugs me. So it's like,
Mm,
okay, I got you. You know
that's
what I mean?
good. I'm just
What?
so glad that you're open to the messages and listening to what comes through, and
Well, I don't
also
listen to
just
that shit
allowing
all the
yourself
time.
that
That's
time
the
to
problem. Like,
sit with
it's
it.
taking me a year.
That's okay.
I'm being hard headed. I'm just like, nope, not yet.
Well, just got to sit with it a bit, right? And that's okay. Let it, maybe they're
Yep.
not finished processing stuff through you. So you're getting the message. You need a little more time before you share, certain aspects of what you are. I know you get messages because sometimes we're like, what is going on in the world or what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll sort of fill me in with, yeah, the downloads that you're getting. And sometimes it's even just nice to even get a second opinion so that it's more reassuring that even what you're
Correct.
getting is good. So I think that's another reason why the people that are
Well,
awakening or the twins are
even
meant to
sharing,
communicate.
well, yeah, the communication with someone who feels like you do is key too.
It
So
is.
let's not like make it something crazy that it's not. If you want to simplify it down to that, then yes, it's like everything. You have common goals, common interests, common elements of things that happen to you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps to have and understand that you're not alone in that aspect. So,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So with everybody listening to this now, that's the whole pretense of why we're doing it, is to, we don't have a certain direction we're going in or
No,
conversational topic. We say, well, let's talk about this today, but it could go anywhere because
exactly.
it tells us where to go with it.
Yeah, we're just following the guidance. And that's what I find with YouTube. It's just, you know, it's like a sign comes, okay, it's time to get on YouTube again. And I don't get it
So
all the time, as people who have followed my channel through the years would know. It's very random. I'm not here, for followers or to gain popularity and all this. It's like I
I
said
feel like
before,
I
if a
feel
few
like
people listen and it resonates and helps them, that's
then
great.
cool. Exactly.
Exactly.
But I find with a lot of the YouTube channels out there also that you have these people that understand that you make money off of YouTube and how many views you get in videos and commercials and everything else, and they'll
Hmm.
go and watch 50 million twin flame videos and then do a twin flame video. You see what I mean?
That's exactly it, because
That's
they know
ridiculous
that
to me.
it's something that could be popular, so they go that route. And I'm not gonna lie, like my twin flame videos are the ones that do get the views, and that is who was drawn to my channel. So I do understand that, but I just worry that, yeah, certain people take advantage of that, and I think it's false. I will say, like, just to, I know each of us have found maybe a couple channels that we felt were authentic. And for me, it's an old school channel. They're still around, but it's called, they're Lee and Sherry. I think I'll double check what their channel's called. But oh my goodness, they were the reason why I wanted to share my twin flame story, is because they shared their story. And it was like a soap opera for me. Like, I was listening to it like, oh, I now gotta watch the next episode, because they are the true twin flames that came into union, I feel, because you just have to listen to their story. It's so insane. And I think it took them like 15 years or something crazy, or 20
Oh
years
yeah,
to
I
get
mean,
together.
I
And now
know
they're married, and they've had other struggles in different ways, but their ups and downs, and like literally they married other people. Like, they dated when they're so young, and they had all the elements we talk about, how it like freaks you out, knocks you off your feet, and they
so
kept getting in touch, out of touch, in touch, out of touch. They'd come together, and then they'd quickly like push apart and freak out. They both
so
married
like
other people.
there's these two twins that twin flame revolution on uh, Instagram and on YouTube as well and things like that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I think
same
you told
thing.
me about them, but I don't think I watched them yet. I need to
Yeah,
check it out.
it's I mean they're a couple. They've been together for years and years and years. And again, when they first started talking about stuff, they were in certain places, and you have drug addiction, you have crazy shit,
Same. This
you
was
have one leaving,
insane.
you have one coming, you have one going,
Yes.
you have them sleeping with other people, you have this whole, and that's what I'm saying about, is it possible to be in union? 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But you have to know yourself like a book.
Yeah.
Like literally. Oh wait, I need to go back to chapter 17 because I'm biting off another fucking paragraph 3. You know what I mean?
A
And I
hundred
need
percent.
and I need to stop that shit. And hey, I need to go away for the weekend because I need a fucking break.
Yeah. And
I
you
just can't
hear
handle this
these
shit.
people and how they work through it. And that's why when I see people like, oh yeah, we got together and yeah, we had our struggles, but we're twin flames, and it's
I
like,
mean, they do all sorts of promotional stuff, and you know, I mean, I'm sure that's how they make their money as well.
yeah, and
You know what
that's
I mean?
totally
But I don't.
cool. It's understandable.
Right, and I'm not knocking that either. I'm just saying to the point of they're so like when they first started to now, they're so like involved with that feeling and that element of things.
Yes.
Like so, I'm not
They kept
saying
their authenticity through it, even if they make money and all that. That's totally cool.
right. They do take the piss out of stuff sometimes, but you got to take the piss out of yourself sometimes. Or it won't
Yes.
work, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's true.
it just won't work that way. But I mean, to the point of being motivational at the same time, and at the same time saying, okay,
Oh, I looked
you
at my
know,
clock. It's 11:11 here, and that's so funny because we were chatting earlier. You text and you're like, "Oh, it's 11:11."